Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus, his fall, and we get to hear from Arruntius today in Act 4, Scene 5. Now, we're getting sort of towards the end of the play. Act 5 is pretty long, but things are getting bad for Agrippina's crew. We already had Silius kill himself and Cordua was arrested, and we saw Sabinus get set up, ensnared and trapped. And then we also had Marco talking to Caligula saying, you need to go and sort of surrender yourself to Tiberius because your mom has run off here and your brothers have been conscripted into the army. Like, you need to watch out for yourself. And Caligula was like, okay, let's go. So he's taken off to go find Tiberius and sort of surrender himself. And sort of to that end, Act 4, Scene 5, we're just in the middle of the street in Rome, and Arruntius says, still dost thou suffer, heaven? Will no flame, no heat of sin make thy just wrath to boil in thy distempered bosom and o'erflow the pitchy blazes of impiety kindled beneath thy throne? Still canst thou sleep, patient, while vice doth make an antic face at thy dread power and blow dust and smoke into thy nostrils? Jove, will nothing wake thee? Must vile Sejanus pull thee by the beard ere thou wilt open thy black-lidded eye and look him dead? Well, snore on, dreaming gods, and let this last of that proud giant race heave mountain upon mountain 'gainst your state. Be good unto me, fortune and you powers, whom I, expostulating, have profaned. I see what's equal with a prodigy, a great, a noble Roman, and an honest, live an old man. Oh, Marcus Lepidus, when is our turn to bleed? Thyself and I, without our boast, are almost all the few left to be honest in these impious times. So this is Arruntius railing against the gods for them letting things get this bad. That's really all it is. He's talking to the gods and he's like, how can you do this? And what needs to happen before you're going to wake up and pay attention? And when are you gods going to smite Sejanus for all of the terrible things that he's doing? And at the end, he does have a little bit like, sorry, I may have overstepped a little bit. But then Marcus Lepidus enters and he turns to Lepidus and he's like, so we're about the last ones left. When is it going to be our turn to be set up and punished and probably executed? And Lepidus is like, well, it'll be our turn when it's our turn. And I just saw Sabinus' body dumped into the river and like his poor faithful dog jumped in and drowned after him. And Arruntius is like, how are you dealing with this? How can you just, how is it that you're still alive? How are you processing all of this? What are your arts that you're using to deal with all of this? And Lepidus is like, arts? Yeah, no, I just don't leave my house and I don't talk to people and I don't say anything that could possibly get me into trouble. I'm just like staying focused and keeping my head down and trying to fly under the radar. And Arruntius is going to have some thoughts on that in tomorrow's monologue. So I'll see you then. Mwah.